Hello and welcome to Last Time On. This is the podcast for people who want to watch all this prestige television, but who's got time for it?
I know I don't.
Do I have the time? I had a bit about time, but I forgot this time, so I'm just gonna...
We don't have the time.
We don't have the time.
I'm Xhafer.
I am Ben.
Who am I? I'm Victor. Hey, everyone. Welcome back.
And Victor, while you were off making your smoothie, Xhafer and I came up with a plan. So, for our listeners at home, not sure when it will debut, but eventually, at some point, we will be...
Shit! I remembered my thing. Sorry. Happy Mother's Day, everyone. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, happy Mother's Day.
Happy Moogie's
And this is the most appropriate episode to cover for Mother's Day.
Oh, yeah.
It is funny how that worked.
But we are very...
Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, we are very excited for someday very soon, Dominion Media TV having its very own podcast. Vic is hunting for a co-host right now. He's going to be making a DS9 podcast. And Xhafer and I were talking about, okay, well, since we weren't asked to be co-hosts.
Betrayed.
Clear. I'm teasing. But which episodes we want to guest host on. So
yeah, we're calling dibs.
We're calling dibs.
All right.
As your current co-hosts, we have first right of refusal, and we are exercising that now.
Absolutely.
It took a while for me to convince Xhafer not to talk about podcast prima nocta, but
Did we already get the episode title?
As guest stars, you don't just want to take all the good episodes. You don't want to have somebody come in and say, like, all right, well, somebody's already staked out, the top 10 DS9 episodes. You got to take some of the not classics, but fun to talk about. So I have right here the coin.
The coin from our Draft the Universe days.
So
Ben, do you want to say that which episode this lands on, we both do?
No.
Oh, that's fun, though. Come on.
No, because what's going to happen is I'm going to flip this. Whatever side lands up is the one I'm going to do. The opposite is the one that Xhafer's going to do.
Oh, okay.
So
that works.
So I don't understand what's happening here because
Ben's going to flip a coin.
Yeah, I caught that.
And
much.
heads is in the pale moonlight. Tails is profit and lace.
Okay.
All
go
right.
big or go home.
I need there to be stakes to feel alive. This is my one vice. It's gambling.
So whatever flips up is Ben's episode, and then I will be guesting on the other one.
It couldn't have gone any other way. And I'm not going to lie, I'm really happy about it.
Yeah.
That's Tails. So I'll be doing profit and lace.
Awesome.
And I've got dibs on in the pale moonlight. Just write that down. We'll put it in your spreadsheet later when we make it, Vic.
Awesome. Well, yeah, this is going to be a while because those episodes are in like season 6, so we're starting with season 1, episode 1.
Well, we will guess before then, but I do enjoy the game.
Honestly, I didn't even when I'm still in the thinking conceptualization phase of this entire thing. But I put up a poll for asking people what they thought would be a good title. I originally suggested the Dominion Hour. I thought that was going to be it, but someone suggested Attention Bajoran Workers, and that just the point. Everyone wants that title, and I was like, nah, but that might. It's gonna be a variety show, like a silly weekly talk show, and I didn't want it to attract the wrong audience thinking that it was going to be a DS9 podcast, and I was like, well, wait, why don't I just do a fucking DS9 podcast? So
yeah.
Stay tuned, everyone, to What Happened Here Productions. Wait, can I say that? We have
to have a vote of the full LLC.
I mean, I figured you guys would be supportive of it, and if not, I'll
very supportive, Vic. Very happy for you. Our little baby bird has sprouted his podcast wings and is ready to fly without us. Oh, God, why is it a vulture?
But, Victor, don't worry. In about 18 years, your podcast parents will show up blitzed out of our minds on your stoop, saying that we're responsible for all of your success. And that, my friends, is a segue to our episode, Season 7, Episode 9, Ouroboros.
Thank you for having a segue, Ben.
That was an excellent segue. And I have to ask you, on a scale of 1 to 9 Gallaghers, how much anxiety did this episode give you?
This one wasn't as bad. Like, there were some bits that I'm like, this is pretty, like, I don't like this.
Yeah.
But all things
Something
considered,
about a mother figure that you don't call mom making a mess of everything and then leaving just feels normal to you? Is that what you're saying, Ben?
well, and having a doddering older figure who keeps putting stuff on the credit card even though she can't remember it, that hit a little close to home.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as things go, somehow I have Frog in the Pot to where kidnapped children and the fear of your business closing, that's a lot less than what we've been dealing with before.
Yeah. There's a moment, I don't remember what it is, but there was a moment in this episode where I was just like, oh my God, that gave Ben anxiety for sure. It's in my notes somewhere. I don't remember what it is, though. So when we get there, I'll let you know.
Yeah. So this time we open in media opening. That is a door opening. As Fiona leaves for the day to find Monica on the stoop. And Monica, we find out, is the Gallagher mother. So this would, I guess, make her Queenie's sister, who is now back in everybody's orbit, sleeping on their front steps.
So we open for the recap. Did you guys catch in the recap? Lip was asking if you guys missed the fucking show. What the hell? Why don't you get a 5-year-old to program your DVR? Which I thought was hilarious, and also made me think. I wrote it down. Wow, DVR, something I haven't thought about in a long time. That was a pretty short-lived technology, wasn't it?
I mean,
It was.
if you include like TiVo into that, which, fun story, I met the inventors of TiVo.
What? Interesting.
Yeah, well, Vic, you'll
BattleBots?
appreciate this. I met them on BattleBots.
What?
Yeah, during season 3, they had a robot, and they were
No way.
Across the workbench from our team. And so
They had a TiVo bot?
yeah, so well, it was just, hey, there were a bunch of nerds, and they're like, hey, we can build a robot, and we got that TiVo money because this is, the 90s, like, we're doing all right. And it was fun because it's like, hey, there's the guys who invented TiVo, over there is the team who does EverQuest,
Oh my God. Wow.
over there are the Mythbusters before they were famous. Now they're just like, hey, we're the guys who make all of the stuff for all of the Hollywood movies. And it's just like, cool.
Oh,
There's the guy who
when you
invented
say
the search
season
engine.
3, when you say season 3, you mean the original season 3
Yeah.
in the 90s. Oh, wow. Yeah, because so this was before. This was
Ben
the
was a
Comedy Central
child.
days.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, I don't get phone calls very often, but sometimes when I do, they're from Ben. And I have a picture of Ben from his appearance on BattleBots as the image that pops up on my phone, because it's the kind of thing where I see it like once every 2 years, and every time I do, I just start laughing. And then I realize Ben is actually calling me instead of texting or messaging of some variety, and something terrible must be going on.
I hate when people do
But I
that,
always laugh when I answer the phone for that.
Bro, you got to drop that into Discord, man. I got to see. I got to see that picture. And
But yeah,
but did you also notice when in the opening here, when before Monica shows up, Frank is getting kicked out of the alibi for making bad puns, and just hang on.
No,
Damn,
that was
I
part
had
of the
to throw-
recap. I skipped all
Yeah,
that.
but you didn't mention the bad puns.
I didn't watch the recap. Did you not skip
No,
the
no, wait,
recap?
no. This was the opening thing. This was
Wait,
before
how
the
do you know something that happened in the recap? And Ben, how do
wasn't
you
the
know
recap.
it was in the recap? No, witch hunt, witch hunt. I have questions that need answers.
Because this
have you
episode-
both been watching the recap?
No, because this episode
no.
did not have a skip recap button, so you just had to do the 10 forward.
So you missed because this was before the opening. Sorry,
I just went right to the credits.
I just went right to the opening credits. Yeah.
Oh my God! You both guys missed the thing. You missed Ben getting kicked out of the alibi. what's her name? Svetlana was kicked a drunk Frank and two of his buddies out of the alibi with a broom. And she was going, out. You get out now. Wait, no, that's not Russian. What's a Russian accent? Fuck.
Chekhov.
Nuclear vessels?
Nuclear vessels.
Oh, it was. Yes. You get out now. And she's pointing a broom at his face. And Frank is saying, wait. Why did the broom miss the meeting? And she's threateningly putting a broom in his face. And he goes, because it overswept. I was just like, oh my God, this is exactly how Ben gets kicked out of a bar.
That's not how I got kicked out of a bar, but I got very, very drunk and I laid down on the floor.
That's better than the one time I got kicked out of a bar. That's hilarious. Okay, quick story time. Just turned 21, was a private in the Army back in 2003 or whatever. I got kicked out of a Bennigan's because my asshole friend kept on buying us Starry Nights. Have you ever heard of this?
No.
What a Starry Night is? It is Jaeger and Goldschlager.
Oh.
It's called that. Yeah. It's kind of Ben just threw up in his mouth a little bit. We were doing Starry Night shots. I call that because of the gold flakes of the Goldschlager. Yeah. And I was just being belligerent in a Bennigan's, apparently. I went to go use the bathroom. And I wasn't hurting anyone. I was just being really loud. And I went to go use the bathroom. When I stumbled back to my seat, all my friends had their coats on and they were at the door. And I was like, what's going on? They're like, dude, you got us kicked out. We got to go out of a fucking Bennigan's.
If they made you pay before they made you leave, then you weren't getting kicked out.
Honestly, I have no idea who paid.
I think that's the line.
Mystery.
Like if you get kicked out of a bar and they don't make you pay because they're just getting rid of you now, you're too much of a problem to take your money. That's getting kicked out of a bar. Anyways, Debbie is camped out on a front lawn here. She's got a big cardboard sign behind her that says, "These people are kidnappers."
I love it. She's doing Occupy Front Lawn.
And this is where the baby is. And we don't really get clarity on why these people have the baby until much later in the episode. But we do get that clarity. This is the sister and grandmother of the child.
Aunt and grandmother.
Aunt and grandmother? Okay.
Yeah. Of the child. So sister and
of the child.
mother.
I said of the child.
Yeah. Well, but you said grandmother and sister would imply that Deb had the sister.
Oh, yeah. No, it's the father's. Yeah, it's aunt. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so there is a boy of about the same age as Deb and the girl here who is now out of the picture.
Ian and his new partner.
Seems like
yeah. I assume they're together. Talk about Monica, and we get a little backstory. And then we go over to the laundromat, where we spend a decent amount of time this episode. This is across the street from the diner from last episode.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it seems to like. Yeah.
But Dermot's gone.
Yeah.
So
no more Dirty Steve.
No more Dirty Steve.
And he was the best partner for Fiona so far, in my opinion.
I wonder if he died and left her the diner and the and
it seems like
she's dibs on the laundromat,
running the diner as well.
Yeah. Anyways, Frank here is taking advantage of an old woman with a failing memory. Hard to say exactly what's going on, but we have a decent idea of how people feel about things when they're cognizant.
Yeah, it seems like she's got Alzheimer's or dementia, maybe both. And I just wanted to say, guys, when I get old and if I start losing my noodles, I want you to do exactly this. Maybe not take advantage of me, but just make shit up. Like every day, tell me something crazy. Tell me I'm a fucking retired secret agent. Tell me I'm a drug smuggler the next day. I don't know. It'll be all just like, hey, Don Victor, the shipment of cocainium is on its way or whatever. Just have fun, man. I want to live a wild life.
Victor, I promise, should I be living and able, when you are in a nursing home and mentally infirm, I will fuck with you.
Brings a tear to my eye, dude. That's so sweet.
You might not know. Like, I might not do it myself. I might work through other agents. I might work through other means. You might never know that it is me. I might set something up for after I pass if I don't have the opportunity.
Every time that orderly steals your pudding cup, it's because of Xhafer.
Right? It was me. Just know that now. And I will never, ever talk about it again with you. I'll talk about Ben when I do it. But I won't ever talk to you about it again.
Can I just say, listeners out there, you've got yourself a true friend in Xhafer when he starts putting you on a spreadsheet. And I'm just picturing. I can totally see him putting a spreadsheet of how are we going to fuck with Vic, scheduled and blocked out. That would be awesome.
Curtains behind curtains, sir. Anyways,
can I just ask, what the hell is on the TV in this laundromat? Did you guys notice that weird green woman CGI green woman dancing or something?
No.
Yeah.
How did you not see it? It was so fucking weird.
I know. It felt like we need to have something on TV, but we can't have something on TV. I don't know if you've ever been to, like, there's a Mexican restaurant near here that, like, does just aquariums on the TVs.
The Thai place on your corner has jazz music playing with just a picture of coffee.
Yeah.
On the TV. Yep.
Yeah. It's weird. It's a woman with green skin, obviously very bad CGI, like dancing, except she's like spazzing out and twitching. It's like a.
You know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say last time on, that's an episode of Stargate SG-1 we didn't watch. So Carmi clocks in at the diner and gets the cold shoulder from his ex. Do we get a name for this character? Carmi is Lip's character in The Bear. And so because he's working at the diner, I thought it'd be fun to make the illusion. Do we get his ex-girlfriend's name at any point this episode?
I am not sure.
I just have her. I refer to her as the cute waitress girl in my notes.
I wanted to put her in my predictions as we're never going to see her again, but I couldn't remember her name, so I picked other characters.
Well, hold on. I can get it.
Oh, don't Google it, Ben.
I'm not.
No Googles.
I have a secret.
Oh,
the fuck? I don't like that.
Are you a time traveler too?
No. Sierra. Her name is Sierra.
How do you know that?
Well, it's simple. I can go to IMDb, and if you don't scroll down, you don't see any cast. There is a button that says episode guide. You can go to that episode and just pull up the cast list from this episode without seeing how many episodes they were in.
Holy shit, I don't think I have that on the iOS version.
Oh, that's because Apple is garbage.
That's true, yeah.
Kev is on the sofa at the Gallagher house.
Yeah.
And he refers to his two wives now?
Yep.
God damn, Kevin.
He's gone past mother effing and now into polyamory.
Yeah.
I was worried Carol was one of the two wives.
Oh, God.
And it's not exactly clear if both independently or together simultaneously they kicked him out. Later, it's made to sound like he is there of his own accord.
Yeah.
That's the vibe I got.
Kev says it's a long story.
Mm-hmm.
Ben, what happened to her?
Oh.
What the hell happened? Can't explain. But I got the van.
Oh.
Okay, so
Can't explain.
What happened to her? We're not. Let's get weird with it. So that's okay. So I'm gonna try and keep this as likely a story as I can. In the midst of all of the having twins and Carol having a baby and all of the mess, things got strained between Kev and V. We saw them try to get through it on their vacation last time. And as part of just the struggle of having kids and the jobs they work, V got close to Svetlana at the bar after the brothel closed down. Svetlana needing a place to be because now the brothel is gone, which it seems like I've got a last time on about that. Wants to stick around, decides I'm going to get close to V. V falls hard for Svetlana. And
I don't blame her.
they try to convince, okay, it's all right. It's not cheating if we now also bring Kevin into this. You didn't start a second relationship without me. We are now starting a throuple.
It's not cheating if it's a threesome.
And so she tries to. They send Svetlana to try and seduce Kevin. It works, but he feels horrible about it, and then finds out it was a plan by V to bring him into the throuple. And he's like, "So you tried to make this person entice me to cheat, and this is like, you were doing this at me. My wife knew about this. V won't be happy without Svetlana. I love V enough that had you been upfront about it, I probably would have been cool with it. But there was machinations, and there were schemes and ruses, and so now I'm not happy
Schemes,
with
machinations, and ruses.
Yeah, that is my that is my favorite board game that takes 9 hours to explain.
AKA Twilight Imperium.
AKA. And so he is at the Gallagher's while he cools down after this seduction.
Okay.
Seems plausible.
I am sufficiently what happened heard. Monica takes a bat. Go ahead, Vic.
Yeah, this is the same bat from season 1. The same baseball bat. I made a note of that.
That's fun.
But before Monica takes the bat, Liam walks into the room. Monica goes over and picks him up, gives him a kiss, and guys, this is the first time we hear Liam speak in our watch through of the show. And what are Liam's first words? Everyone's favorite Babylon 5 podcast. He says, "Who are you?"
Disobedient. Up yours.
Yeah.
This is the only time we've heard Liam speak, and that's the first thing he says is, "Who are you?"
And yeah, she's been gone his entire life. We are in season 7. This kid's now a 7-year-old. He is in school. That is how long she has been gone for.
I do really appreciate landing on this episode because it does get me a point.
It does also lose
from
Victor
the first
a point,
episode,
which is a bummer.
Yeah.
Wait, okay, what did I miss?
There's no violence in this episode.
Oh, there is, dude.
She
The
smashes
next
the
scene is
windows.
violence.
Well-
She beats the shit. If smashing a window doesn't count as violence, then
For me,
I
that's
have some-
vandalism. I don't know. There is no like, the most violence we get committed against another person is smearing a hamburger on them.
Okay.
That counts as two.
I don't think
Totally
so.
counts.
One, that was chili cheese fries, and two,
She smashes a hamburger into her. He also has chili cheese fries.
I thought the color looked very. We're getting off topic.
Yeah.
We will
What was
return
the
to
point?
whether or not this counts as a no violence episode at another point. Vic, prepare a case to defend this point when the time comes.
What was the point that Xhafer earned?
That we see the mom at some point.
Oh, right, yeah.
Was like
Okay.
my first prediction of the first episode was we're going to meet the mom at some point.
Okay.
So Monica takes a bat, gets Franny. This is Deb's child back from whoever's taking care of him.
The nice people
The nice people. They did kidnap a baby.
from the Gallaghers.
They did kidnap a baby.
From the Gallaghers.
They did kidnap a baby from its mother.
Who's a Gallagher?
There's some good points and counterpoints going on here.
But
in this
they
argument
kidnapped
I'm missing.
There's one point and counterpoint happening.
Baby.
here.
But
Ben and I will sit here and repeat that shit for 15 minutes.
Yeah, and I'm noticing it feels like you're making a different point every time. So
I try. It's in the inflection.
yeah, it's good
From
inflection.
a Gallagher.
Speaking of inflection, when Monica, as I noticed, as Monica is going on this rampage, she's quoting family law, saying like, "But by law, section word 49, the child cannot be taken from his mother unless she's deemed incompetent or whatever." It's like, oh, Monica, you've been here before, huh?
I'm guessing a lot. Well, she does later
like
bring up
familiar with
the first time Fiona was taken from me. Blah 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 blah. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
So while this is going on, or after, they get the baby back.
They get their baby back, baby back, baby back. They get their baby back, baby back, baby back.
Totally dropping that in. We see Frank walking Liam to school, it seems.
Yeah, it seems
that
like
what-
Liam's in a
I'm
good
not
school.
sure.
Yeah, he is in a school attended by mostly rich folk. He raids the
right.
food drive, the can drive bags.
Which, I'm going to be honest, Frank, I don't have a problem with him stealing money from the food drive too much because, honestly, he's just skipping the middleman there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna go to his family anyway, so maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
but
a
if it
little
goes
too
to the
much.
food bank, it might actually get to his family.
Yeah, that's true. He uses the
Fair.
food in the very next scene. He uses the food to sweeten up Etta. I believe that's her name.
Yes.
That's the name of the
Yeah,
cat lady
that's her
with
name.
Alzheimer's. Yeah.
Yep.
I wrote down, is pickled bologna actually a thing? She hands him. He
Yes.
hands her some food, and one of the things is pickled bologna.
Yeah.
That's
this
a
is
thing?
real. This is a
Sweet
thing.
mother of white people, man! This is the most horrible thing I've ever heard of. Wow.
I have never had it, but I have seen it in stores. Maybe it's just like there's a lot of like Polish markets in the area where I grew up. There's this very strong Polish population, so it might just be.
I mean, it keeps
that's
for
why
a
I'm
long
familiar
time.
with it.
That's like the
Yeah.
whole point. It's like this will preserve forever. Also, sure, like you fry that up, probably tastes okay.
Probably better than Spam.
Yeah, fried bologna's good, and you add a little pickle flavor to it.
Okay, don't send pickled bologna in the next care package. Duly noted. Alternatively,
Why would you
Wouldn't it
do
be
that to
funny?
anyone?
Fiona gets a really terrible Yelp review here, and he just handles it really well. She's just super adult about it, no problems.
The thing is that the review that makes me mad is it feels like this woman is trying to complain about, oh, you're coming in here and gentrifying our community. And it's like, it's a laundromat. And
Yeah.
it's reopening one under its same existing name with the wife of the former owner still sitting there in the place. She just made some nice coffee. Like,
Yeah.
Yep.
you know,
And
F off.
This laundromat offers free coffee and free homemade pie. My
Damn fine
laundromat
slice of
doesn't
pie.
do that, dude. Holy shit, I'm lucky if I get clean laundry out of mine. Shit, dude.
After this, Kev imposes on Lip, who is living back at home and working thirds. I had to rewind the polycule explanation like twice to understand it. This is something I wish I could do in real life.
Good luck.
I'm
It's impossible.
I'm gonna aside to friends real quick. Aside to camera. Just focus right on me here. Dear poly friends, it's not that I disapprove of your lifestyle. I don't disapprove of your lifestyle. I'm a big proponent. I've said if everyone involved in an arrangement is a consenting adult, it's cool in my book. I don't care what y'all are doing. If everyone is a consenting adult, I've got no room for judgment. So when I don't understand your lifestyle, know that it's not me not understanding that you can love multiple people. That's a simple enough statement. That's not where my confusion lies. My confusion lies in that I am a visual learner and I need to see this shit on a graph. If you want me to understand your polycule, you need to put it on a fucking graph for me. Full stop. I need flowcharts. I need arrows. I need color coding. I need pictures in addition to names. You do this, I'm on board.
See, I don't need that. I just need to know that when the thing eventually implodes, who am I not allowed to talk to anymore?
Well, I don't know if I mentioned this on the show before. I don't like to because, poly people are like vegans and Marines. Like, they let you know within the first 10 seconds of meeting them.
By eating a crayon?
You know what they are. Yeah. Now, if you ever meet a Marine, you'll know because they mention it within the first 10 seconds if they don't have it tattooed on their fucking bicep. But anyway, I'm into poly relationships right now, and both are long distance. It works out great because we hardly ever get to see each other. But when we do, it's like we say when we're together, and it works out great, no stress. But I was watching this. I was hearing Kevin's explanation of his polycule, and I'm like, holy crap, that's awesome. And it just made me think about what I spent some time a few years back, meditating and trying to think about what I want out of my lifestyle, how I would be the happiest. And yeah, I would be really happy in a poly relationship. Ideally, if we all lived together, and I wanted to have a house with as reasonably large as a backyard as I could afford, so I could run an animal rescue, and I could have my partners working on it. I'm like, oh my god, I want to be the fucking Tiger King. I was like, oh, I just can't be.
So Vic, tell me what you want. What do you want?
I want to be the Tiger King, but without the creepiness.
That's impossible.
Yeah,
I love animals.
Tiger King is embodied by the
ladies.
creepiness.
And I love love, so
as soon as you involve
love.
wandering big cats, everyone is weird. There aren't normal people who do that.
Well, I want a big cat, but I just want a regular ass cat.
The big cat will eat your little cat.
All right, well,
Kevin
Frank
does come up with the idea of going on the Steve Harvey show.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. Frank goes on a date here, and he spends the entire time talking about his ex. Not a good date. And she leaves when she kind of snaps out of her fugue for a moment and realizes that Frank is, in fact, not her husband. And the fact that she immediately leaves upon this realization really colors this entire thing in a way that made me incredibly uncomfortable.
For sure.
And I don't know if I missed something, but as soon as Etta gets up and leaves, the camera goes to a different angle and shows Frank staring at the purse that she just left there at the table. And then the scene cuts. So did I miss something? Because in the next scene, we see him just returning the purse. That does not fit Frank at all. Did he go on I figured he went on a shopping spree or something.
I'm sure he just paid for his steak.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because they are at a nice restaurant in this scene.
Where she just has a hamburger while he has a steak.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and
true.
Wine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Kevin goes to V to talk about seeing a marriage counselor. And hey, this is the right move. Good on him for getting there. Now, he got there because of the aforementioned calling Steve Harvey and getting turned down.
Yeah.
But he did get there. Worth celebrating.
And I was curious if a thruples counselor is actually a thing. So I messaged one of my friends and Dominion Media Television subscribers, Mel Cassidy, and because this is what they do. Mel runs a radical relationship counseling thing for like non-traditional relationships.
So like you
cool.
talk about your feelings while you're on a skateboard?
Exactly.
Yes,
yeah,
Ben.
That's exactly
you
what
nailed it. Got there in the first try.
It's radical.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's the name of the company, Radical Relating. And apparently, thruples counseling is absolutely a thing. So I found that very interesting.
Fantastic.
Tell
I'm
me
glad
about your
that
mom.
service
Kickflip.
is out there in a non-judgmental venue that would probably be difficult to find through traditional marriage counseling. Especially most of the marriage counselors that I'm aware of are also using their services as part of church services.
Yeah.
I know that's pretty common, so I could see that being an issue depending on your church. Sorry, I'm choking on my Mormon joke. Deb and Monica talk at the Alibi until Lana kicks Deb out for being a minor, so she must still be under 18.
I thought she was kicking out the baby.
Oh.
Well, actually, we've seen babies at the alibi before, so I guess not.
Deb offers Monica a place to stay for the night. Svetlana agrees to thrupples therapy. Lip gets a call from someone at university. Was this the professor he was drunk with?
Maybe.
I had no idea who the hell this person was.
Their
This
name
might have
is
been the
was it Ewans?
Yeah, I
Ewans.
don't remember catching the name of the drunk professor. So, anyways, he has a lead for a paid internship.
But it's on East Coast time.
Yes,
And-
it is off one time zone, and it is, they say Wall Street hours, which is earlier in the morning to get work done before the markets open.
And apparently, so we learned here, it's inferred that Lip lost the sweet gig he had at the fucking sorority house.
And got kicked out of college.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, I wrote down here, have you guys ever known someone like this? Someone who keeps fucking up despite having, like, life giving them so much good fortune that they just keep fucking up? Because I knew a guy like this. It was really annoying.
I do.
It's like the universe kept just throwing just so much good fortune. It was just like the universe was bukkakeing good vibes right on his face, and he kept fucking it up still. It made me so mad. Like,
I've known a few people
Give
like
me
that.
one of those good bukkake vibes.
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't need a lot of good vibe rope, but send a little bit my way, universe.
Yeah, I've known a few people where, like, no matter how much they screw up, like, hey, their parents bail them out, or hey, they happen to, like, hey, it doesn't matter that you got, kicked out, you found a new place to live. For some reason, these people who just keep failing their way upwards are all libertarians.
Yeah. Failing upwards. That's the word I was looking for. Yeah.
It's the Peter principle.
It wasn't the guy I'm thinking of. It wasn't libertarian. I don't think he definitely just smoked a lot of weed. And God, this dude got offered a graphic designer job at 22. Like, Jesus Christ, man! I just wanted to say, no college, no experience. You just,
Knew
anyway,
the
I'm
right
getting
people.
mad now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, Etta is not far when Fiona and Frank catch up with her. V grills Monica as she appeals to Philip, who is not interested.
We find out that
boyf-
Lip got kicked out of college for getting drunk, shocker, and smashing up a car with a crowbar. So I've got to ask.
I'm going to guess Helena, right? That has to be
Well,
Helena
maybe.
last time on.
It might be Helena, but let's get weird with it.
Let's get weird.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was trying to last time on, and you were trying to let's get weird.
That's right.
That's a bad combination. I'm sorry. Well, since I've already given what I thought was my answer, I have to go for something radically different. So we know that this is in Chicago, right? And we know that Lip is working at a diner. I imagine all of these things are not coincidences. And I think there's a bit of a unseen food obsession with Lip that makes people laugh when he does the bear. And we're just completely missing out on all of that. And I think part of this is led to his obsession with the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile, which was visiting his university. And in a drunken fury, screaming, "Nathan's is better," he smashes all of the windows in the Wienermobile.
I'm guessing Jamie Loftus put him up to this.
Quite possibly.
All right, Victor, what do you think?
Here's what happened. Lip, despite having all the good fortune, was still having trouble making ends meet in college. And Halloween rolls around, and there was a big Halloween ball at the college. Is that a thing colleges do? I don't know. I've never been to college. Do they have Halloween balls?
No, they don't really
must-
have
that's
dances.
the thing. Well, this one did because I thought, well, they must have dances because all the TCU college kids I see around here, they're always dressing up in formal
Not
stuff every
like
once in a while. And having,
clubs or like frats or stuff will do stuff. There aren't like the college formal.
that's what it is. The sorority house was hosting a Halloween party, and there was an illegal dance off taking place in the yard of this, and Lip is dressed up as Captain Jack Sparrow, and one of the sorority girls' dates is just dressed up as Captain Kirk. So they have a few drinks. They're pounding back a few drinks, and Captain Kirk starts talking shit that Captain Kirk was a better captain than Captain Jack Sparrow.
I mean, he was.
And how dare you?
I'm sorry. How many times did Captain Kirk get mutinied by his entire crew?
You're saying Kirk was the better.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay, I agree.
1,000%.
Yeah. So they have a dance off, and Lip just loses so badly. He smashes up Captain Kirk's car.
See, I like that. I like the idea of smashing up Captain Kirk's car, but I don't think that's getting weird enough. No,
right.
because
Yeah,
when it comes to the Gallaghers, they have to make the worst decision, and then it has to be somehow even worse.
That's true.
So I think Xhafer was kind of on the right idea. He went and he found Helena won't talk to him anymore. And even worse, Helena's got a new guy. And he sees the sedan that Helena's new guy is driving.
Probably her husband.
What?
Probably her husband that was there the whole time.
Maybe. But he recognizes, hey, there's this nice, luxury sedan. That's the guy. I'm going to destroy it. Lip, purportedly a smart fellow. We haven't seen much evidence of that. But forgets they make a lot of the same kind of cars. So he goes to smash up this car, not knowing it's not Helena's new beau. No, in fact, it belongs to one of the most famous Chicago residents, who, in a rare cameo, comes out and it has a shocked react before he gets tackled. He just smashed up Michelle Obama's car. And he gets arrested by Secret Service, and people think it's a whole political thing. And there are he finds out that there are protests in his defense from people who are in the right wing.
All the Republicans are out.
No.
Are out there.
And he's trying to be like, hey, I have to
tiki torches.
I have to distance myself from them. And Frank's like, no, you got to turn in. This is our chance.
Nice. That's very good. Because I could totally see Frank doing that.
So yes, Lip destroyed Michelle Obama's car.
That's brilliant. Bravo, Ben.
All right.
I didn't know that she was from Chicago.
V grills Monica. We already did that one. That was right before the.
Yeah. Next we have
that's coming out
Ian
in
at
the
Ian at the bar.
Ian's boyfriend doesn't want to deal with some bullshit because his ID is pre-transition, and yeah, that's fair.
Okay. The thing that makes me mad here, I understand, hey, I've got a license. It's from before I transitioned. It doesn't reflect me. I feel sensitive about it. This is an incredibly dangerous thing to not have had updated.
Okay, so you are not wrong, but there are all kinds of
Horrible
legal
hoops.
stuff.
Horrible.
And especially knowing that this is
2017.
not recent, or it has gotten better in recent years, depending on what state you're living in.
2016.
But
sorry.
this is not something you can fault him for.
No.
It might not actually be possible for a number of reasons to get it updated. So,
I don't know about Illinois. I'm assuming Illinois was a bit more forward than the rest of the country.
You would think,
but
maybe
the thing that gets me about this whole situation,
it doesn't even matter about at the state level. Sometimes it can just be the clerk you have to go see is an asshole.
But it's Chicago.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm assuming it is slightly more liberal than most places. The thing that compounds this is how absolutely everything up until this partner Thomas is about all of Ian's problems with his mom. Mm-hmm. And the thing that infuriates me is oh no, we're going to have, we'll go out for drinks with your mom. It's like, well, my mom is a bipolar substance abuse, person. Maybe drinks isn't a great idea. and they keep insisting, like, no, we're going to, involve your mom, and we're going to ignore all of these red flags, while also being incredibly cagey about their own issue, where I am like, Ian, for all of his issues and always ratcheting things up to 11, if Thomas had just said, I don't want to go to a place that cards me because I have a pre-transition ID and it makes me feel super uncomfortable, I don't think Ian would have had a problem with that.
It's not just about Ian, though, because Monica is there for this conversation. And there's a big difference between acknowledging that to your partner and acknowledging that to your partner's mom, who you're meeting for the first time and it's been 30 seconds.
Oh, for sure. It's just Thomas seems to lean right onto the side of like, hey, it's family and family's always cool and we should always spend time with family. Sometimes you do not do that.
Yeah.
True. Yeah, this spirals pretty nasty pretty quick as Lip and Fiona try to figure out how to help Debbie while protecting Etta and Frank from Monica. We find out Carl is in Hell Week and that he's in military school.
In the military.
Oh, that's where Carl is.
Is it in the military
Yes.
or military school? I wrote down military school.
In the military.
It sounds...
Okay.
I'm guessing,
Oh.
and I'm going to say last time on, this was a you join up or you go to jail situation.
That hasn't been a thing since the 80s, but...
That doesn't matter for TV.
show.
That's true, yeah.
Monica found Frank and Etta and throws shit at the windows. We've seen Lip do this as well.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna
See
last
where he
time
gets it
on
from.
real quick. All of our main Gallaghers, and I'll even throw in a V or Kevin, do this at some point during the show. Everyone gets a chance. Everyone, maybe it's once a season, everyone rides this Ferris wheel at least once.
Oh, hey,
Throwing shit at a sleeping person's window, Ferris wheel.
by the way, happy hand job month, everyone. And sorry, I'm just checking some email and looking for something in my spam folder, and yeah, got a spam folder saying this. Apparently May is hand job month. So.
Okay. We do have a bit here though that I that brought some actual wonderful levity to this episode of darkness. When Lip and Ian and Fiona are like commiserating about how their mom has flown back into town and messed up all their lives. Kevin is there and he starts talking about going to counseling and he's like, but don't they have powers? Like, can't they just make you do stuff? And they're like, as a psych major, man, I wish it was like that. But Kevin just like, in talking to himself, like unlocks a repressed memory of his foster mom making him clean the toilet with his toothbrush. And I'm just like, oh no, this poor therapist is not going to last.
Yeah. I wrote down in my notes, Kevin has a dope-ass bathrobe in this scene. I need that bathrobe, dude. It looks comfy as shit. Also, I noticed in the scene where we have several of the Gallaghers here, Fiona, Ian, Lip, Debbie, they're all talking about just how much of a train wreck Monica is and how she's just the worst. I can't believe I never noticed it before, but none of the Gallagher kids look alike. They all look different.
I mean, at least Ian and Deb are both redheads. The rest are all brunettes.
And they all have different accents. But, yeah, interesting. I just never noticed that before.
We got to see Debbie being a shitty roommate.
Oh, she's awful.
Like, can you imagine, Ben? Your roommate just showing up and, I don't know, Christmas Eve saying that a couple other people were coming over when you thought you had the house to yourself.
That gives
miserable.
me anxiety here.
That
Yeah.
happened. Xhafer
That
used
was
to
me.
be my roommate.
Anyways,
Did he make you a schedule?
No, well, so okay, but yeah, no. So Deb,
hard cut.
yeah, Deb is trying to convince her roommates Sierra and Lucas. Sierra being Lip's ex-girlfriend.
we do get the name. Sierra's the waitress, yeah. And Lucas is Harry Knowles' little brother, apparently.
He's a guy with a big red beard in a wheelchair. And
this guy's got some massive ginger hair going on. Like, holy shit.
But Deb invited her train wreck of a mother to stay with them, while also being like, didn't figure it mattered because you guys are moving. And it seems like they weren't really moving. And it feels like Deb is trying to like push them out of the apartment.
That's what it seems like. Now, the next scene is where I wrote in huge all caps in my notes, Ben has anxiety.
Because Lip missed his interview?
That was it. I knew that was the point where Ben had anxiety.
I would have had 7 different alarms.
Yeah.
And Lip somehow wakes up to 6 missed phone calls and a text saying you missed your interview.
And it's like 6:02. So like the interview was at 5. Like
they did say Wall Street time, so
yeah, Wall Street opens at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay.
My guess was it was at 6. And they were like, where is he? Where is he? Because it was at a physical location.
Oh, it was?
Okay.
And so it was like, hey, man, where are you? Hey, where are you? They said, hey, it's 6. We got to get going for the day, doing the rest of our Wall Street stuff. This hair gel won't apply itself.
Yeah, this did give me flashbacks when I was in my early 20s. I was living in Austin, and anyone who's ever been through Austin, you know how fucking horrible the cedar and other allergens can be in that city. The allergies are just terrible. And this was when I learned my body's reaction to Benadryl. It knocks me the fuck out. And I wake up. I took one and went to bed at like 7 p.m. I just remember it was super early. And I wake up to my girlfriend walking into the room, getting off her night shift job, saying, Victor, aren't you supposed to be at work? And then I look over at my phone, and I get like 12 missed calls. I'm like 4 hours late. And that was pretty horrible. So.
I had a moment that one of the moments that radicalized me about having corporate rules with no wiggle room. I worked at a Target, and a friend of mine also got a job there. And I was very excited. I get to work with my friend Mike. And the town had a power outage. And so Mike's alarm clock turned off. And so Mike did not show up on time for his first day. Automatic fire.
Oh, jeez.
And it's like, the town had a power, like the whole town's power was out. The Target's power was out. But whoever the the manager in charge of all of that was, hey, and having been an assistant manager at some place at a giant chain, you could push on that if you wanted. This person was just like, no, the rule says, and it's like, yeah, but the rules say like, hey, there are extenuating circumstances, and so they were just being lawful stupid.
That's a great term. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it sucks. I used to be a manager at a tech call center, and doing the schedule there was a fucking nightmare. And I tried to implement week bidding. So you'd bid on your schedule for the week.
Oh, you.
No, because it was free for all. Literally, your schedule would change day to day.
God, you sick, you savage. God.
I was trying to get rid of that and move to weekly bidding.
Okay, well, that's better. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Anyway, back in Shameless, Litmus's job interview. Then we go back to the laundromat.
Yep.
There's actually a really sweet, heartfelt moment with Monica and Fiona.
Well, and so I actually noticed something. It's incredibly disingenuous and just trying to worm her way back into Fiona's life. But Monica basically says all of the stuff that Fiona said to herself in the pilot, pretending to be Frank. And that made me so
nice catch.
sad because it's like
Yeah.
she just wanted a like sincere thank you from Frank. And now she's hearing the words, but without it having any actual meaning behind it from Monica.
Right. Monica, I got to say, I've known people like this who just, I can understand Fiona's frustration and all the Gallagher's frustration. Like, I've known people who just disappear for months, years on end out of your life, and then suddenly they show up out of nowhere and they're like, okay, I'm back, and it's for real this time. And once they get over that initial high of being back and being super excited, then they're gone again. And it's very frustrating. So I can understand that.
Absolutely.
But what I thought was really strange was the unexpected cameo from Jerry Seinfeld, fucking just suddenly showing up and eating a Pop-Tart in the conference room. And then I realized, oh yeah, my Netflix free trial expired and now I'm on the ad-supported version of Netflix. What the hell is up with streaming services? Streaming has been a thing for over 20 years now, and they still haven't figured out how to incorporate ads into your show without it being jarring. Like, you guys remember how TV used to be, how there would be scheduled points where it would fade out and the commercial would start? How have we know how to do this, but now with streaming, it's just mid-conversation, abruptly, shit stops, Jerry Seinfeld shows up with a Pop-Tart, you're like, what the fuck? And then it goes back to the show. It's like,
Yeah.
All right. We then get over to couples counseling, where I feel very bad for this therapist. We then find out that no one has bothered to ask Svetlana what her love language is and find out that it's acts of service.
Yep.
So she's like, I'm running the bar, I'm doing all this stuff, and nobody's seeing that it's my way of showing things. I'm Russian and I'm terse.
Yeah, it's important to communicate these things. And also, same, girl. Like, I am also a big acts of service person, so game recognized game.
And then we cut over to another bedraggled person who's caught in the middle of some Gallagher adjacent BS. We have this poor social worker who is trying to have this who should actually be responsible for Franny. And she basically just has to tell like all of these people, like, stop it. This is a baby.
but this was my favorite character.
Seriously.
My favorite guest star of the show. She's all just like, hold up. You cannot go around smashing windows, and you cannot go around kidnapping babies.
Yeah.
Right?
Just like every so often we
So
get
true.
a real person reacting to Gallagher BS. It's just like,
This was the realest person.
Yeah, Debbie does get to keep her baby. Lip surprises his ex with a love bomb.
yep.
He is
The
a
love
fucking
bomb.
mess.
Hey, this is that acts of service you were just talking about there.
There's acts of service, and then there's showing up at your ex's place to help her remodel. That is not the same thing. Taking care of stuff that needs to be done, and this are whole separate levels.
I
don't know how much truth there is to this, but I recently saw a meme saying that the guy who invented love languages was a fraud, just to explain to his wife that just to con his wife into doing everything for him, cooking and cleaning the house because she's acts of service, and how he's addicted to how his love language is physical touch. So there was a big con job just so he could get more sex and get her to clean the house. I don't know.
I mean,
it was just a meme, so I don't know how much truth there is to it.
It's incredibly, it's a reductive thing. It can be used beneficially. But I did appreciate here that Sierra, one, recognizes that he's drunk first thing in the morning, but also she rips him apart with like laser focus and like just absolutely eviscerates him, and everything she says is 1000% right. That he's just looking for somebody to like undo his mess ups and babysit him. He is not looking for a partner. He is not looking for somebody to help grow. He wants somebody to watch after him.
Yeah. I wrote down here in my notes, wow, a sudden realization, Lip is the most toxic character on the show. And thankfully, Waitress Girl puts him in his fucking place.
Yep, he is fucking miserable. Speaking of being miserable, Kevin and V have a headache as they realize that Lana has Game of Thrones the alibi from them.
I did appreciate
That's
the
a
bit.
great way.
I appreciated the bit before this though, because Lana and V are both just like, ugh, that was rough. I didn't like that. And then Kevin comes in just like, woo, this was the best day ever. and I'm just like, okay, Kevin unloaded some stuff that Lana and V did not want to hear.
Yeah. And and apparently Lana was responsible for the new brand of tequila, Roberus tequila. And yeah, I wrote down, wait a minute, did Lana just steal the bar?
Yep. Very much so.
She just comes, she signs for the cheaper liquor, explains that she's the one responsible for switching their liquor distributors, and just decides is like, yes, I am owner of bar now. Is much easier this way, and takes a shot. And then there's like, wait a minute, what?
To be fair, it probably is easier than dealing with Kevin and V's BS.
It's probably true.
I'm guessing she's probably doing a better job.
I'm wondering if this is genuine or if she's pulling some kind of long con here. I don't know. Could go either way. I guess we'll find out next episode. But due to the nature of last time on, we probably won't. So.
Yeah, I was curious if maybe there was a whole thing with... because we know that Svetlana is here married to Mickey through a, Russian mail order bride thing. Mm-hmm. And given the revelation that Mickey has been in prison, that we get at the end of the episode.
Spoiler.
It's
Sorry.
the end of the episode.
Not yet.
It's the last thing that happens. I know we're not at the end of the episode, but it happens in this episode.
Oh, no. I wanted to build up to the big reveal. There's a whole... Okay.
Okay.
Carry on.
You can fix it in the edit then, Vic.
Yeah.
I'll just stop my thought and we'll just take care of it.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No. It's not a big deal.
Speaking of editing, okay. Carry on.
Okay. Deb needs to get a job in order to keep Franny, so she appeals to Fiona. Fiona sees Monica's influence and rebukes. Mm-hmm. She doesn't leave her sister high and dry, but she's just like, what the fuck, dude? She's been in your life for 5 minutes. Maybe you are too young when this all started to really appreciate how fucking terrible she is. But you need to fucking recognize that she is not here for you.
She's been gone for 7 years.
While this is going down, the Yelper shows up at the diner, and Fiona gives her a piece of her mind. I'm sure this is going to get the diner a great Yelp review, too.
But I did appreciate
this Yelp.
Fiona being like, hey, people's just because you think I'm somebody who's not from around here because I put out nice coffee, I put a mortgage on my house for this. This is affecting people's lives.
Yeah, she's not wrong. Monica finally finds Frank.
Frank is hiding in the bush.
He finally stands up for himself a little, though. And we find out the reason she's decided to come back so suddenly. She's dying, but like the Cylons, she has a plan.
At your command.
Which is that she doesn't have a plan.
No.
She just thinks she has a plan. Ian and Trevor talk. Trevor hung out with Monica a bit after Ian left. Trevor shows Ian his old ID. I grew up in Jersey. That's a whole can of Aquanet. I do not need to see this photo to see this photo.
Right.
This kind of reminded me of when I first moved here to Fort Worth. The grocery store that I usually shop at, there was one of the cashiers there. Since I moved here, he went by she when I first met this person, and has since transitioned and is now he. changed his name and everything. And I remember he was always a really nice person. Recently, I was doing my grocery shopping, and I saw him in the restroom there. I stopped to use the restroom, and he was finishing up and going out. And it's so funny. I had like this like instinct to be all just like, either like, hey, you're cool, congratulations, you're using the male restroom now. I had this instinct to be all just like, hey, let me give you the tour. You know? I don't know why, but it was just like, hey, I wanted to apologize. I'm like, this is probably way worse than what you're used to. So,
Okay.
but hey, welcome.
Having been somebody who's cleaned bathrooms,
Yeah.
girl bathrooms are worse. 1,000%.
This is true. Yeah.
I have found man will do
No
more
notes.
damage. Women collectively do way more. So, like, if I have to send in a specialist, I'm calling in a guy. If I'm calling in, like, oh no, I'm sending in wave after wave, and I know I'm going to destroy this place, ladies' room.
So in so what you're saying is the men's room has more burst damage, whereas the ladies' room overall has a higher DPS.
Oh yeah. Men's room, it is like ignores armor, piercing damage. Women's room, it's area of effect.
Lip gets $20 from Fiona for losing their bet. And then
because she loses her shit.
She lost her shit. Not to Monica directly, but she did lose her shit.
Mm-hmm.
She took it out on the poor Yelper.
As cops show up looking for Ian, and we find out. Dun dun dun!
I escaped from prison.
Mickey's free. He escaped from prison last night to credits.
You'll
And it
never
was
take
very
me alive.
dramatic when we. It's very dramatic when we learned Mickey has escaped prison. I was like, first of all, is this a common thing? I thought this only happened in the movies where people escape prison.
It happens every so often. I mean, that's why we have a U.S. Marshal Service.
Yeah.
That's what they do?
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't realize that was the US.
That's the
That
gig.
would make sense because in The Fugitive, it's the marshals that they send after Harrison Ford. Okay. Jeez, the things I learned. Fucking Texas public school system. I'm learning more. You guys should issue me a diploma here, honestly.
I can
because I've
make
learned
you
more
a
from
Garibaldi's
podcasting.
homeschool security certificate.
Yes,
Sure, I've
yes,
got
I
one on
believe-
my wall.
I feel like I have earned one of those. And also, another thing that I learned I didn't realize before is, do we get a different ending credits song every single time
I
in this
have
show
no
on
idea.
Shameless?
No idea.
Yeah.
As soon
seems like, yeah.
As soon as those credits hit, I am finishing up my notes on the episode and turning it off.
Well, ever since the airplane landing gear crashed in that episode, I've been watching to the end to see if there's a after credits. scene.
Yeah. Well,
So
it's
far-
once the next episode counter starts, I stop because I don't want to see that next episode starting.
Yeah.
Although at least this show does give us a little runway in the episode before the recap. Most shows are not so graceful, so I'm used to just having to like slam that hard stop button.
Mhm.
Speaking of slamming something down, I got some dice here.
Oh yeah. Oh, awesome. That was a nice dice tray you got.
Thank you. It's wooden. I glued it together. That is a 13, which means we will be watching Season 8, Episode 10, The Church of Gay Jesus.
Oh boy.
Lip gets a surprise during a visit to prison. Ian's unexpected celebrity grows. Fiona's charitable ways come back to bite her. Cassidy pursues Carl. Precious
Yeah.
Carl. So we'll have that next time. But before we get there, why don't we make some predictions?
Lincoln, what are you doing up there?
Guessing? I guess no one's coming.
I have seen into the future.
You ruined the prophecy.
Prediction time. Was it which one was it? Season 9, episode
Season 8,
10? Was that
episode
it?
10.
Season 8, episode 10, The Church of Gay Jesus.
The Church
Hey.
of K Jesus. Wow.
All right. Well, I've got my predictions locked and ready to go.
I'm right there with you, Ben. You want to read yours off?
So my daytime prediction: Mickey gets caught. Mickey's. The police
Yep.
catch him. Whether it's
Are you putting a time frame on that?
no.
Because technically, that's already true if he's in prison.
Well, Mickey gets caught again.
Okay.
Also, I'm going to say
Yeah.
last time on, Mickey got caught because when they shut down the brothel. That's what he went to prison for.
That makes
Check.
sense.
My evening, Wendell's gets destroyed. So the laundromat gets
Oh,
destroyed.
the laundromat? Oh, no.
And my prime time, Monica does in fact have a plan. It fails spectacularly.
Okay.
So she thinks she has a plan. It does not work, and nobody ends off any better off. In fact, they might end up worse off.
So just like the Cylons. Ah,
All right.
Monica is a Cylon.
Da, 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 da.
So
All
before
right.
we get into mine, I just want to do my quick recap for my season 1 predictions. That every single episode we get crime, violence, and nudity. We did get crime, that's for sure. I ended up planning a crime. Violence. Listeners in the Discord, let us know. Does smashing up a house with a baseball bat count as violence? I say yes. Ben's is wrong. So I need your support to let me know that I'm
Throw a poll up in the lab. Let the lab rats have this one.
We cannot. Okay, I will, but we've already established we cannot trust the lab rats.
I mean, don't ask them in terms of the prediction. Just be like, help settle a bet. And then everyone who's in the listener lounge will know the real deal.
Perfect. That sounds good. And we almost got no nudity, but I through my second watch through, what's his name? Ian's boyfriend. We got a full on shot of his ass, so that totally counts.
Okay.
So now for my new predictions, I predict that we are going to see a kick to the groin in the next few episodes. Speaking of violence, I feel like we're overdue for a groin kick or a dick punch. Either way, someone's going to get their love spuds smashed.
Oh, jeez.
Love spuds.
My evening prediction, Lana is going to be out of the picture. Like, she may get the bar, she may get the alibi, but it's not going to last. She's either going to get deported or murdered or kidnapped or something. We're not going to see her again. And my primetime prediction, Frank is going to quit drinking only to pick up something worse.
Already
know.
happened, I'm sure.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be gambling or meth or what, but yeah, it's no more drinking, picks up a worse vice.
Is gambling a worse vice than alcoholism?
Depends on how good you
I
are.
don't know. Heads yes, tails no.
Ben, no! You're falling for
Tails
it.
no.
Nice.
All right. I got 3 more we're never going to see predictions lined up.
I love these.
Daytime, we're never going to see Trevor again. Evening, my evening prediction, we're never going to see Etta again.
Poor Etta.
And my primetime prediction, we will never see Monica again.
Probably.
Ooh. Yeah.
I honestly, it's the kind of thing where I could see the finale being that she faked her death at the end of this season or something, and shows up again, and that's like the finale. That seems like a thing that could happen, that would happen in this show.
I don't think Monica makes it out of this season.
To be perfectly honest, I'm really worried about a lot of these predictions with regards to the finale, because when you've got a rotating ensemble cast like this, you typically tend to bring a lot of those people back for the end. And so I'm expecting to, because I mean, right now, I don't think I've got a single prediction that is marked off as negative. I think everything I have is still in play. So I'm really worried we're just going to get a litany of characters at the end that I'm just like
Destroy
shitting points away.
That would be so nice. And then we
They're
can
going
watch
to do
Viper.
the thing where they're going to do the anime trope of everyone comes back for the finale, all the friends we made
Yeah.
along the way. And
Exactly.
there's going to be a big battle. Ooh. It's going to be a big, massive battle between all the Gallaghers and Patrick's army of all his cousins and shit. Is the evil landlord army versus the Gallaghers and all the friends they made along the way.
We'll probably know that in about 3 more episodes with the current pace we've been rolling. So we'll see. But before we get there, I've got to gather my army of thank yous. And that starts first and foremost with Ripe. Thank you for letting us use Goon Squad as our theme music. We appreciate the hell out of you. They're touring this summer. Go listen to them. They're fucking great. Streaming
Goon Squad
services
themselves.
wherever you listen to music. Go check out Ripe.
And thank you to you, the listener. You're the reason we come back and keep doing this every week. If you enjoy our podcast, please feel free to leave us a review on iTunes or Facebook, and we will give you a shout out here on the show. And if you don't like our podcast, well, what the hell are you still doing here? Keep that shit to yourself.
Or share it around, Hey, always glad to get new friends on the show. And if you are so inclined, please join us on the Last Time On Listener Lounge or on the Discord. Lots of actually really fun stuff happening on the Discord. We have a lot of really fun jokes, some wonderful people. The Last Time On Listener Lounge, the password to join us is Wahapaher. The more H's and W's, the better.
Wow, wow.
And we will see you next time on Last Time On.
That's a wrap. I'm not.